What's the latest on student loan forgiveness in the US? Well, buckle up, because there's been a roller coaster of events unfolding. Let's start by delving a bit deeper into the crux of the issue. The concept of student loan forgiveness has been on the minds of millions of Americans for quite some time now. The burden of student loans has been a point of contention, creating a climate of financial instability and uncertainty. Now, let's turn back the clock to October of 2023. It was a time of great anticipation and anxiety for student loan borrowers. They were facing uncertainty as the 2024 presidential election loomed closer. The future of their financial stability was hanging in the balance. On one hand, there was the promise of relief, a glimmer of hope in the midst of turbulent times. On the other hand, there was the looming threat of political changes that could potentially turn their world upside down. President Biden, the then incumbent, had been making efforts to provide debt relief. He had made it a point in his campaign, a promise to the American people, that he would work towards easing the burden of student loans. However, these noble intentions were met with resistance. Conservative groups in the Supreme Court created roadblocks preventing the implementation of debt relief policies. The opposition was strong, their voices loud, and their impact undeniable. This led to the hatching of a new plan. It was a plan born out of necessity, a response to the challenges being faced. The details were intricate, the stakes high, and the outcome uncertain. But it was a step, a move in the direction of change. Yet, the political landscape was not in favor. A potential Republican win could jeopardize these efforts. The GOP candidates were pushing for drastic changes, ones that could potentially alter the education system of the country. They were advocating for the education department, a move that was met with polarized reactions. Some saw it as a necessary step towards fiscal responsibility, while others viewed it as a threat to the future of education in America. This could disrupt student loan management, an aspect that is crucial for the welfare of millions of students. Furthermore, it could impact financial aid, a lifeline for countless students who rely on it for their education. Moreover, it could lead to changes in educational policies, the effects of which could ripple through generations. The climate of uncertainty was palpable, the tension high, and the stakes even higher. Yet the future remained uncertain, with the fate of student loan forgiveness hanging in the balance. In the midst of these whirlwind events, the question remains, what's the latest on student loan forgiveness in the US? This could disrupt student loan management, financial aid, and educational policies. Moving forward to June of 2024, the Supreme Court rejected Biden's initial broad debt cancellation plan. This marked the beginning of a new era in financial reform in the United States. In the wake of this decision, a tumultuous environment followed in the political sphere. There was a palpable tension felt across the nation as the realities of the economic landscape became more apparent. For some, it was a moment of disbelief, while for others, it was an opportunity to seek change. The rejection led to the introduction of a fresh plan, which was patiently and meticulously developed by Biden's education department. This department, under the administration, believed in the creation of tangible solutions to address the growing concern of student loan debt. However, the path to actualizing this initiative was far from smooth. This new plan was comprehensive, aiming not only to alleviate the financial burdens of current borrowers, but also to implement changes that would protect potential borrowers in the future. It sought to overhaul the existing systems and implement more effective and efficient processes. Despite the hopeful outlook, the implementation of this plan may not occur until 2025, due to the stringent requirements of the Higher Education Act of 1965. In July of the same year, student loan borrowers found themselves in a predicament. They were required to resume payments without the promise of broad debt relief. Yet, amid the despair, an unexpected glimmer hope appeared. Education Secretary Miguel Cardona, operating under the same Higher Education Act of 1965, initiated a process to waive or compromise student loans. This action was groundbreaking, as it did not require a national emergency declaration. Borrowers, especially those facing financial difficulties, were given a 12-month on-ramp period from October 2023 to September 2024. This provision was designed to avoid delinquency consequences and soften the financial blow, although interest still accrued during this period. It was a small yet significant relief for those struggling under the weight of their educational debt. But the measures did not end there. Furthering the initiative, a new income-driven repayment plan called the Saving on a Valuable Education SAVE plan was introduced. This plan was not just a policy, but a profound commitment to making education more affordable and less of a financial burden. Offering affordability and benefits, the SAVE plan was implemented starting in July 2024. This marked a significant shift in the way society viewed education and financial obligations. Despite the delays hurdles, the overarching goal was clear: to make education accessible and affordable for all. The changes weren't immediate, and there were still countless details to iron out, but it was a step in the right direction. While the journey was fraught with obstacles, the administration remained steadfast, committed to providing solutions for those weighed by student loan debt. Furthermore, a new income-driven repayment plan called the Saving on a Valuable Education or SAVE plan was implemented, offering affordability and benefits starting in July 2024. In conclusion, the journey of student loan forgiveness in the United States has been a roller coaster ride. It all began when the initial strategy was put forth, a measure that was met with much resistance and controversy. This resulted in the plan being spurned, and this rejection was a catalyst for change, propelling the lawmakers to go back to the drawing board and formulate a fresh strategy. This new strategy, although filled with much promise, has been met with its share of hurdles. The unfortunate reality is that its implementation may be stalled until as late as 2025. This delay extends the wait for those hopeful borrowers who have been desperately anticipating the relief this plan promises to bring. The reasons for this delay are multifaceted and complex, ranging from administrative issues to opposition from various quarters. But all is not doom and gloom. In the interim period, a breath of fresh air came in the form of the SAVE plan. This measure has provided some respite to the beleaguered borrowers. The SAVE plan is essentially a safety net, designed to provide a buffer for those struggling to keep up with their payments. Coupled with this, a 12-month on-ramp period was introduced to alleviate the pressure of immediate repayments, thus preventing borrowers from plunging into delinquency. The introduction of these initiatives was hailed as a step in the right direction. However, their future trajectory is shrouded in uncertainty. The key factor contributing to this uncertainty is the upcoming presidential election. As is often the case, general elections bring about changes in policy and leadership, and these changes could potentially impact the fate of these student loan forgiveness initiatives. The situation is fluid and there are many moving parts. It's a complex issue, requiring a delicate balance between fiscal responsibility and social obligation. There's a sense of cautious optimism, though the path ahead is nebulous and fraught with challenges. The fate of millions of borrowers hangs in the balance, and the next few years will be crucial in shaping the future student loan forgiveness in the U.S. In summary, that's the current state of affairs, a saga filled with twists and turns, delays and uncertainties. As we continue to navigate this uncharted trajectory, all we can do is keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. That's all for now. Keep your eyes peeled for more updates on this pressing issue.